The hidden creatures of our world. Join me as we walk through a tunnel into a twirling way of thinking. Let us talk about strange and mythological creatures that some believe are from another dimension and are from another world. Let us talk about the lore of cryptids and folklore. Exploring the boundaries of belief. What are cryptids? Cryptids are animals or other beings that are said to exist but have not been proven to do so. They are often described in folklore, mythology, and urban legends. Defining the term. A legendary creature, also called a mythological creature, is a type of extraordinary or supernatural entity that is described in folklore, including myths and legends, and may be featured in historical accounts before modern beliefs, but has not been scientifically proven. Where do cryptids come from? Cryptids are the result of cultural influences, personal experiences, and psychological factors. They are often the subject of folklore and local legends and are not recognized by science. Let us explore the origins of cryptid stories, focusing on the human fascination with the unknown and the desire for explanations. The origins of cryptid stories lie deep within human history, stemming from the innate fascination with the unknown and the desire to explain mysterious phenomenon in the natural world, often through the creation of mythological creatures that fill in the gaps of our understanding. With stories passed down through folklore across cultures, were unknown animals as depicted as strange and often fearsome beings. Ancient tales of winged serpents from Greek mythology or the Yeti of the Himalayas in Tibetan folklore exemplify this phenomenon. The power of storytelling. Let us examine the roles of folklore and the culture traditions in shaping cryptid legends and their lasting impact. Folklore and cultural traditions play a pivotal role in the shaping of cryptid legends, acting as a conduit for the transmitting stories about mysterious creatures across the generations, often reflecting anxieties, environmental concerns, and culture values specific to the region, thus creating enduring myths with a lasting impact on local communities, some people claim. With others, they believe cold-heartedly in these creatures, for they have not only just seen them, but they've either had a peaceful or terrifying experience with them. So for others that do not believe in a scientific way of thinking of this is rooted in reality, and the truths are either good or bad. From fairies to Bigfoot, cryptids around the world. Fairies. Although there's many types of fairies, we're going to look at the most well-known type, and that is the Irish folklore. In Irish folklore, fairies are often called the Ashi, or they are mythological beings deeply rooted in Celtic mythology, believed to be the descendants of the Tuatha De Danann, a race of divine beings who inhabited Ireland before humans and are known for their mischievous nature, residing in fairy forts throughout the landscape, significantly impacting Irish culture and traditions with stories of their interactions with humans, often involving tricks, warnings against disturbing their realm, and deep respect for the power. Although there are many types of Bigfoot creatures around the world, I'm going to be looking at one that is not talked about a whole lot here in the United States, and that's the Yeti of the Himalayas. Let's explore the legend of the Yeti, the elusive creature said to roam the Himalayas, discuss the evidence, the theories, and the impact of the Yeti legend on local cultures. The Yeti is also known as the abominable snowman. It is a mythological creature believed to inhabit the Himalayan mountain ranges, with legends stemming from local folklore that depict it as a large ape-like creature roaming the snow-covered peaks. At the same time, no concrete proof of its existence has been found. The Yeti legend persists due to physical sightings, footprints discoveries, and its deep roots into the cultural beliefs of the Himalayan communities. Let us look into the evidence and theories. Footprints. Some of the most compelling evidence for the Yeti are the large, mysterious footprints found in the snow, often cited by explorers like Eric Shipton. Some claim that the footprints are tracks of bears or other animals with distorted appearances due to snow conditions. Eyewitness accounts. Local people in the Himalayas have reported seeing a large hairy creature resembling a giant ape, often describing it as a guardian spirit of the mountains. Scientific analysis. Recent DNA tests on possible collected Yeti samples, including hair and tissue, have overwhelmingly concluded that they belong to known animals like Himalayan bears, effectively debunking the idea of a unique creature. At the same time, there is evidence collected that has been DNA tested that has come back as unknown origins. This leads many to believe that it is in fact Yeti DNA due to it not being in the vast archive of known DNA collected. The bear misidentification theory. Many experts believe that most Yeti sightings can be explained by encounters with bears, particularly to the Himalayan brown bear, which can appear large and sometimes walk bipedal in certain situations. The prehistoric hominid hypothesis. Some cryptozoologists speculate that the Yeti could be a surviving relic of an ancient hominid species, most likely that of Gigantopithecus. Though this theory lacks substantial evidence, it is a leading contender for the creature. Let's look at the impact on local cultures. Firstly, we're going to look at the spiritual significance. The Yeti is often considered a protective spirit in local Himalayan cultures, with stories portraying it as a guardian of the mountains and a force that should be respected. Folklore and taboos. Many communities have oral traditions and warnings about venturing too deep in the mountains due to the potential danger of encountering a Yeti. Tourism and economy. The legend of the Yeti has attracted adventurers and researchers to the Himalayas, contributing to the region's tourism industry. Here are some key points to consider. Despite numerous claims of searchers, no definitive proof of the Yeti existence has been found, with most scientific analysis pointing to misidentified animal remains, particularly bears. At the same time, there has been many footprint casts collected of these creatures, including hair samples and tissue samples that are unknown, which would lead to suggest that there is some type of creature in the Himalayan mountains that is known as the Yeti, and that leads to the belief that these things are extremely real. I, for one, believe that this is a real creature and is just another type of Sasquatch. The Yeti legend is deeply ingrained in the cultural beliefs of Himalayan communities, often symbolizing a powerful mountain spirit. While the Yeti is considered a mythological creature by most scientists, the mystery surrounding it continues to capture the public's imagination and inspire explorations into the Himalayas. Another strange creature that has first been reported in South America, then Mexico, and now the United States. Let's dive into the Chupacabra of Americas. Let's get into the mystery of the Chupacabra, a creature blamed for livestock attacks in the Americas. Examine the evidence, the theories, and cultural impact of this intriguing creature. The chupacabra is a mythical creature believed to be responsible for the livestock's attack across the Americas. It is a fascinating cryptid whose legend stems from reports of mysterious animal deaths, often with their blood drained. This creature is described as having spiky skin and unusual features. However, scientific evidence overwhelmingly points to the culprit being coyotes suffering from a severe skin disease called mange, explaining the unusual appearance and behavior associated with the chupacabra sightings. At the same time, there are many reports of these creatures that do not fit this theory. The reports lead to something else, not of this world. Here are some recent sightings of the chupacabra. There have been several recent sightings of the chupacabra, a legendary blood-sucking demon from Latin American lore. These sightings include Bolivia, 2023. A shadowy figure was seen in drone footage near Uru City. The sighting coincided with the deaths of several cows, llamas, and alpacas. Amarillo, Texas, 2022. A strange object was recorded on the security cameras at the Amarillo Zoo. Houston, Texas, 2019. A creature was captured on film in the West Side corridor of Houston. Ratcliffe, Texas, 2014. A family reported trapping what they believed to be a chupacabra in a cage. I, for one, have seen these sightings, and I will admit that some of them can be explained as either a hairless raccoon or dog. There are some footages that I've seen that I cannot explain. When you're doing research on these things, you have to consider the possibilities of a natural animal without hair, and certain things give that away, and that's where my conclusion came on a couple of these videos that I know one is a raccoon and one is a canine without hair. Let's look at the science of cryptids. Cryptozoology is a field dedicated to investigating the existence of cryptids, which are animals believed to exist but not scientifically proven, by analyzing witness accounts, historical records, and circumstantial evidence, aiming to prove the reality of creatures like Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, or the Chupacabra, often considered mythological or legendary. However, the pursuit of these elusive creatures raises significant ethical concerns regarding environmental impact, respect for indigenous cultures, and the potential for exploiting of wildlife habitats when searching for these cryptids. Let us focus on unverified creatures. Cryptozoologists study animals that are rumored to exist but lack concrete scientific evidence, often relying on folklore, eyewitness testimonies, and the anecdotal reports. Some investigative methods. Researchers use field investigation, habitat analysis, forensics techniques, and sometimes advanced technology like thermal image to gather potential evidence of cryptids. Skeptic scientist. While some cryptozoologists approach their research with a scientific mindset, the field is often viewed with skepticism by the mainstream scientific community due to the lack of verifiable evidence. Let's look into the ethical considerations in cryptozoology. Let's start off with environmental impact. Tracking and searching for cryptids in remote areas can disrupt delicate ecosystems and potentially harm wildlife, especially if invasive methods are used. Animal welfare concerns. If a cryptid is discovered, capturing or harming it for research purposes could raise significant ethical concerns and could violate wildlife protective laws. At the same time, the misidentification of a cryptid, mistaking a natural wildlife creature as a cryptid and taking it from its home or unaliving it, could also have dramatic effects on the ecosystem. So this is something we have to consider when doing cryptid research. Potential positive aspects of cryptozoology. Scientific discovery. While unlikely to some people's beliefs, the pursuit of cryptids could in fact lead to the discovery of a new animal species previously unknown to science. Conservation awareness. Investigations into cryptid habitats can highlight areas of ecological importance, potentially contributing to the conservation efforts. Public engagement. Cryptozoology can spark interest in wildlife and natural history, encouraging people to learn more about the natural world. Eyewitness accounts and evidence. Discuss the different types of evidence used to support the existence of cryptids, including eyewitness accounts, footprints, and unusual sightings. These all can lead to the discovery of a species that is known in cryptozoology and believed among many people around the world, but is not believed in the field of science. This also could lead to more and more people coming out about their encounters and helping us to gather more evidence on these wonderful creatures. This also could help us to understand the ones that are not wonderful and evil, and help us to understand what's out there and the methods needed to protect ourselves from the ones that are not so friendly. The role of psychology. Analyzing the psychological factors that may contribute to the belief in cryptids, including the power of suggestion, confirming the basis, and the desire for the extraordinary. Are cryptids real? Let's examine the possibilities. First, let's look at the skeptical perspectives. We're going to present the arguments against the existence of cryptids, highlighted the lack of concrete evidence, and the possibility of misidentification. Arguments against the existence of cryptids primarily center around a lack of substantial scientific evidence, reliance on anecdotal accounts, misidentification of known animals, and the often fantastical descriptions of these creatures, effectively classifying cryptozoology as a pseudoscience, with the most critics highlighted that no variable physical proof like bones, DNA, or high-quality images has ever been found to support the existence of these cryptids. Key points against cryptids. The lack of credible evidence. The primary argument against cryptids is the complete absence of concrete scientific evidence, such as skeletal remains, tissue samples, clear photos, or clear video footages of these creatures that could definitively prove their existence is found according to them. Anecdotal evidence. Most proof for cryptids rely on eyewitness accounts, which are often unreliable due to factors like misidentification, exaggeration, and misinterpretation. Misidentification. Many reported cryptid sightings could be explained by misidentifying known animals, like mistaking a bear for a Bigfoot or a deer for a chupacabra. Extreme environments. Some cryptids are theorized to live in remote or dangerous habitats, making thorough investigations and verifications extremely difficult, raising the questions about the feasibility of their existence in such conditions. Biological constraints. These characteristics, often attributed to cryptids like giant size or unusual abilities, can sometimes contradict known biological principles and evolutionary limitations. Pseudoscience nature. Cryptozoology, the study of cryptids, is widely considered a pseudoscience due to the reliance on unverified claims and lack of rigorous scientific methods. Media sensation. Popular media often sensitizes cryptid stories, further blurring the lines between reality and fiction, making it difficult to assess the validity of claims. Potential explanations. Explore alternative explanations for cryptid sightings, such as misidentified animals, hoaxes, or natural phenomenon. The enduring mystery. Concluded by acknowledging the enduring mystery surrounding cryptids and the fascination they continue to hold for people around the world. Beyond the unknown, the impact of cryptids. Cultural impact. We're going to discuss the ways which cryptid legends have influenced art, literature, and pop culture. Cryptid legends have significantly impacted art, literature, and pop culture by providing a rich source of mysterious and often fearsome creatures, inspiring artists to explore themes of the unknown, the natural world, and the human desire for discovery, often manifesting in paintings, novels, movies, and television shows that feature these mythical creatures, contributing to the shared cultural fascination with the unexplained. This influences can be seen across various media, from classic literature to contemporary video games, with some cryptids even becoming iconic symbols of particular religions or communities. Specific examples of cryptid influences: the visual arts. Paintings. Artists have depicted legendary creatures like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and the Yeti in paintings, often using their imagined appearances to evoke a sense of awe or fear. Sculptures. Sculptural interpretations of cryptids can be found in public spaces, particularly in regions where local cryptid legends are predominant. Digital art. Contemporary artists utilize digital mediums to create realistic and imaginative depictions of cryptids, often incorporating elements of mystery and speculation. Literature. Novels. Many novels have centered around cryptid creatures, exploring themes of scientific discovery, human encounters with the unknown, and the potential for new species exist. Folklore. Traditional stories and myths about cryptids are often reinterpreted and adapted into literary works, preserving culture heritage while adding new narratives. One of my personal favorites, horror fiction. The mysterious and often terrifying nature of cryptids makes them a popular subject for horror stories, creating suspense and fear in readers. Pop culture. Movies and televisions. Cryptids are frequently featured in films and television shows, ranging from documentary-style found footage to fictional narratives exploring the search for these creatures. Video games. Cryptid themes are incorporated into video game narratives, allowing players to encounter and to investigate mysterious creatures in virtual environments. Tourism. Local communities with prominent cryptid legends often capitalize on the fascination by developing tourist attractions and events based on their mythical creatures. Key points about cryptids and their cultural impact. Universal appeal. The fascination with cryptids seems to be a universal human trait, reflecting a desire to explore the unknown and wonder about the natural world. Symbolic representation. Cryptids can often symbolize anxieties about the unknown, the wilderness, or the limits of human knowledge, the reflection that these creatures have on us. Cryptids will always fascinate humanity because they represent the thrill of the unknown, the riches of the culture folklore, and the enduring human spirit of exploration. Whether real or myth, creatures like Bigfoot and werewolves will continue to inspire curiosity and wonder across generations. Personally, I love the thrill of being in nature, looking for the world champion hide-and-go-seek creature on our beautiful planet. In closing, there are so many who do not believe in these creatures. I, like so many others, do. More and more are coming out about their experiences and belief. Who knows, in time we may finally know the truth about them. Join me on Saturdays and Sundays on my YouTube channel, The Bizarre and the Unknown. And thank you for listening.